thoroughbred racehorses can weigh up to 1,200 pounds. They can reach speeds of over 40 miles per hour. The petite jockeys who dare ride them wear only a small helmet and goggles for protection. It is a dangerous career.
It is a dangerous job. Everybody knows it. It's not easy. And we go clipping hills sometimes right behind the other horses, and we have to make decisions in seconds. And when you make decisions in seconds, it can be bad or can be good. My dad was a jockey. He got so many broken bones, and he don't want me to be a jockey. I grew up with horses. I used to go to the racetrack when I was a baby. That's why I love it, and now that's why I decided to be a jockey. It's pretty much what I want to do all life.
After Marcelino's father saw his son had an unstoppable drive, he told him to go to America.
They're off.
In 2010, Marcelino settled in Louisville, Kentucky, and began racing at a variety of tracks. As his skill and experience grew, the accolades began to multiply. In 2021, Marcelino was even in the Super Bowl of horse racing, the Kentucky Derby.
When I told my dad that I was riding in the Kentucky Derby, he don't believe it. In the gate, when the last horse was gonna load, that's when everybody starts screaming and everybody gets crazy, screaming everywhere. I was like, oh wow, I'm here.
Line and ready for the start. They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
But all these accomplishments came at a price.
In 2020, I got injured twice. My collarbone, my elbow, that's where I got medals right now.
Although Marcelino would be able to ride again after these surgeries, he would soon learn that during wintertime, these procedures that used metal plates and screws hid an additional cost.
It's kind of tough. You feel difference when it's cold. That's why I keep telling my wife I don't want to be in Kentucky in the wintertime just because that.
In order to continue riding pain-free, Marcelino now has to leave his wife and children behind every winter and migrate south to New Orleans to avoid the cold Kentucky weather.
That's why I decided to come to Fairgrounds. Then it's not really cold in here.
New Orleans protected Marcelino from the cold, but it couldn't protect him from everything.
It was in the gate and the horse flipped and you get stuck. And with the horse moving and go crazy and kicking, your leg can be really brutal. They carried me out. That's when I knew that, man, they saved me really because it can be worse.
Mr. Pedrosa came into our clinic after having fallen from his horse. He had an injury of a medial malleolus fracture. He first showed up in his plant and was very swollen. He was very worried about his career and very worried about being able to return. He's had multiple injuries before. After we decided to do surgery for it, we had the discussion of, well, there's a couple ways that we can do things now. We can do it with the usual hardware, with metal screws, or with this new technology from Ossio, which reintegrates into his bone.
I was like, what? It's no metal that is gonna be in your bone for like a couple years, it's gonna disappear. I'm like, kinda like, I was in shock. I was like, well, do that.
So we went ahead and did the surgery. We had great results. The x-rays look fantastic. Every time I use Ossio, I don't worry whether it displaces, I don't worry whether it's gonna be weaker than metal. I treat them the exact same way as when I do other surgeries. So I felt comfortable letting him walk on it after we took the stitches out and the skin healed very well, and he did fantastic.
And then I came back in 2 months. He said, how do you feel the last time I saw him? I'm like, I'm feeling ready because I already got on a horse before I told you, sorry. It was quick and I actually don't feel no pain, even in the winter time. I'm doing my job just like I'm doing it before. It's amazing.
Mr. Pedrosa wanted to know if there was really not going to be any metal on his ankle after we were done fixing it. I told him, given his career, it's a sure thing and he could bet on it.
They're off.